You know one is near bottom metal and you know one is to the east. You don't really know where the Dokubi's at. She's probably in Passport would be my guess. But you don't know exactly where she's at. So you have somewhat accurate intel. So you don't need to be like swinging everything and like worrying about detention because you know no one's detention. You need to understand what position you're in. You're in a 1v2 now. It was a 2v2, but now you're in a 1v2. So you need to stop worrying about like putting your eyes in this direction and you start worrying about putting your eyes in this direction. You need to be periodically looking up at the time and the scoreboard bar, I guess, to understand what situations you're in. What is going on, guys? A21 Mayo here. Today I'm bringing episode number 12 of the Viewer VoD review series. Now, most of you know, and if you don't know, I'm going to explain it again. I have closed the VoD submission form for the time being because I had a lot of VoDs submitted at one time. So give me time. I'm trying to go through them as fast as I can. I'm juggling a lot of things right now. So just try to understand that I have a lot of VoDs to review, so it's going to take me time. There are also links to my Twitch, Twitter, Discord, as well as my tip video playlist down below. And if you enjoy the video, make sure you guys subscribe and leave a like. And I want to go over one more thing. I read every single comment on my YouTube channel. And I've been noticing a lot of toxicity on these videos. So I want you guys to understand something. The reason people submit these VODs is to get constructive criticism from someone that they want that criticism from because they want to be better players. So if you have anything negative to say, or if you post anything negative, one, I'm going to delete it, and two, nobody gives a f about the negative things you have to say about someone who's trying to get better at the game. So if you post something negative, or you think about posting something negative, leave it to yourself, because nobody cares about your negative opinion. The whole point of me making this series is to help people out. Is to bring positivity to the R6 community. We already have enough negativity. So I'm trying to help people out. So if you want to post something negative, keep it to yourself. With all that being said, let's move into the VOD. Alright, so this VOD was submitted. I forget the name of it. I guess his R6 name is Kiddo. But I think it's Sanzu, something like that. Something along those lines. So you taking your drone like upstairs immediately is not the play. You definitely want to save that drone. Because like you can pretty much already like guess where people are gonna like go for the first round on border. 90% of the time teams go archive armory. And you can go off sound propagation and it'll tell you where they're at as well. So losing a drone just because you're careless is not good. So checking the spawn peaks, which is good. Making sure everything's clear. You are Thatcher, so you're fairly important to winning a round. This is such a weird take. I don't know what your team is doing. Like, you have the Thatcher Thermite, which is good. So that means you can either go for office walls or you can go for armory wall. But it seems to me that your team is wanting to take armory, but you guys aren't clearing CCTV first. Like, if you want to take armory, you have to clear break room, CCTV, 90. Just so that way it's safe for you to enter the building. Because if you don't clear CCTV armory, you can get shot in the back if you're trying to place down a thermite charge or something like that. See, I don't know. See, you should be paying attention to where the thermite is at. Because you are completely alone right now. Yeah, see, you're alone. I don't know what you're doing over here. You're tunnel zoning on, like, the default take of this map. Like, taking armory CCTV break is a fairly default take. But you're trying to do it solo. I don't think you communicated it, like, at all to your teammates, hey, let's get armory. And if you did, your mic isn't working in the recording. So I'm just going to give you the benefit of the doubt and say you did ask them to come take armory and they still didn't come with you. You need to be recognizing that. Because if you're solo queuing, 2 stacked, 3 stacked, you need to be paying attention to what your teammates are doing, especially when you're Thatcher, because you need to help aid that Thermite in getting the wall. So you're just tunnel zoning on the default take on this map trying to attack. And it got you 1 kill, but you immediately got refragged without using any utility towards your team's advantage. Oh, I think your mic is working this round now.
Alright, yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, your mic is working. Okay, so this is good. Maybe it was just glitched out or something like that at the beginning or the first round of the game. So this is good. Now I can hear what you're saying to your teammate. So you're asking politely, if someone could go Thermite, which is really good. You're not demanding. A big thing with solo queuing is psychologically getting in your teammates' heads. So like, you want to come off as really nice, really respectable, pleasant, talking like a very soft voice.
Customs.
Instead of saying, "Hey, go Thermite." That's a huge thing that a lot of people don't do. You can't be demanding because you might get someone mad, and then you might get another person mad because one person got mad, and now your team is just like completely toxic.
Should we just go for detention wall?
10 seconds before insertion.
So you know, like, you're talking in a very calm voice, you're asking questions, you're not being too persistent, you're not asking multiple times until someone responds.
Where are they?
Custom inspection.
Custom inspection. Custom supply. That's where the bomb site's at. Wait, no, they might be vent. Because it's not uncommon for a team to reinforce the detention walls. Yeah, I think they're vent. I think they're vent workshop.
You located a bomb.
Enemy located.
Oh no, they are supply.
What do they have on this wall?
Nothing.
They don't have anything on the wall.
Okay, so I'm assuming this Thermite is gonna want to go get passport wall. So what your job is as Thatcher, you and Thermite need to be like this until Thermite either loses his exothermics or he uses his exothermics. You guys need to be like this because there might be the off chance that someone can Bandit cage trick the last Thermite charge, and you could have prevented that potentially as Thatcher. Yeah, so Thermite's trying to go get passport wall, so you need to be with him.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this Jaeger.
Jaeger's detention. He's half off.
No one's up here, Ash.
He's still there. Let you know when he runs out. He's peeking wide.
So you're giving good and accurate intel
Peeking
right
wide
now.
Spinning really wide. Really wide.
You should just get off your drone and fight this guy because clearly the buck doesn't know what he's what you're talking about. Okay, so you got a refrag.
Jaeger.
Now this is what you should probably get back on your drone, check that this is clear, and then you could probably revive because there might be someone right behind that Jaeger trying to kill you.
Ran out.
Yeah. So sort of what I was saying, but not exactly accurate. Someone ran out main door, which actually you knew was open as well. So you need to be careful of that when you're taking detention. I'm pretty sure that wall, door was open.
Could come main door.
When you ran out of spawn.
Diffuser is active, protected at all times.
And then could somebody hold my door while I bandit trick?
You don't want a bandit trick on this bomb site. Okay, I'll tell you why you don't want a bandit trick. So they have the Zofia, and if the Zofia is any bit of like intelligent, she can kill you from going main door and just impacting twice. Like, she can kill you. You do have the Rook armor, so you'll probably get downed, but still, I mean, if they have points on or they understand the sound cues or down animations, you're pretty much a free kill. So you trying to bandit trick this wall? Don't. Just leave it. Put your bandits down. Try to play it as best as you can, but don't play it for your life. Because it's not worth
Your
it.
mic's quiet.
Especially when you're solo queuing, you don't have enough coordination.
Oh, a Jaeger.
So the Maestro put an Evil Eye outside.
Yeah,
That's...
just hold that, make sure they don't run in.
Okay. So you know the Zofia only has one breach impact grenade left? Well, yeah, you got him. So that's 2 Hibana pellets down, so that's good. You know that she's Hibaning the right wall, so you're going to get all 3 Hibana pellets? No, you're not. Yeah, see, you played it with your life. Don't do that. It's not worth it. It is not worth it, trust me. Do not play that wall for your life. Because now it could have been a 5v3 with the wall open, but instead it's a 4v3. So you just gave the attackers that little bit more of an advantage to bring in the man count back to being even. So you playing the wall for your life there is not good. And if anyone tells you to, like, if you're duo queued and you have someone with you that you trust, that's fine. You can play the wall for your life, but you just have to be expecting someone to go below, to buck the floor below you, to impact the floor below you, someone to wide swing your armory door. But if you have someone that you're queued with that you trust, that's fine. You can play the wall, but don't die on it because it is not worth it. All the attackers get from that wall is a line of sight. They don't really get that much map control. All they really get is armory box and bunker, the blue bunker. That's all they really get. So as long as you have intel on it and they can't just like run in into armory and near sandwich and stuff like that, you'll be fine. Just hold the crosses and burn the time. You have 3 nitro cells in your team, so you can easily go below, nitro cell them from below. You have Maestro with intel somewhere. I'm not really sure. You have Valkyrie with intel. So yeah, you have to understand the cards that you have on your table versus what the enemies have on theirs. Like you have double intel and 3 nitro cells, so you can easily play below. You should be taking most of your utility upstairs. Alright, so that's not a good ADS placement, and I'll tell you why. That is not a good ADS placement because you have the Bandit putting Bandit batteries down on this wall. So they have the Thatcher up, which they're most likely going to bring. And if they want to take this bathroom wall here where the Bandit's putting his batteries down, they're going to EMP in this area. So that means that they're going to get 2 Bandit batteries and your ADS over there. So you need to be careful of where you put your ADSs. That one EMP could get 3 pieces of really important utility.
10 seconds to insertion.
So you need to make sure that you're putting it in the right spot. If I were you, I would put 1 ADS in vent and I would put 2 upstairs.
Whatever. Actually. Where are you?
That is also not a good ADS placement. That can be shot from the breach. This ADS that you just put can be shot from the breach very easily. That, yeah, has a direct line of sight to the from the breach to the ADS. So where I usually put my ADS is on this locker right here. It is still a common spot, but it's a lot safer than putting it in the open like that. It's all about utility for utility's trade. So if the attackers use 1 EMP on the armory wall for the 2 Bandit batteries so they can get it open, that's fine. And then they use a second EMP for the ADS, that's also fine. Because you're trading utility for utility. An EMP is a very, very strong piece of utility. Especially if you put it in the hands of a really good Thatcher player. So you just need to make sure that you're trading utility for utility. That Bandit is trading an EMP for the Bandit batteries. You're not trading anything. If you're trading anything for the ADS you just put armory bunker, you're trading 1 bullet for it. I mean, how many bullets do the attackers have? Alright, so the Velk got an easy first pick. It's good. They are Kindling backside. They're Kindling workshop. Wait, maybe archive actually. It's possible that they're Kindling workshop. Or event. Archives. Just walked in. So you get to refrag, which is good.
Refrag.
Now you need to position yourself here. The Zofia is going to be calling out your position, and you're not in a good one either. So you have two options, really. You can either try to put yourself in a little bit better position. So you killed one person archive. There might be the chance that there is a second person. So you need to position yourself either over here, so that way you're at least pushing up a little bit, or you need to be opening the armory wall to your armory door to your right, so that way you can rotate into CC. Because you sitting in armory box here alone with a Ying that can easily Candela you is not good. Yeah. So there's a second person in archive. So you pretty much stood in the same position and you weren't holding an angle. Also, I don't know why you're looking down in vent for this reason. You have the barricade here. You have a barricade. This is something that you need to pay attention to. These are little things that got you killed here. You have a barricade on the window. So that means if you hear that barricade open, that means there is someone there. You don't need to be worrying about vent push, because not only if they try to jump through the window, that you'll hear the barricade open, but if they try to go through main door into vent over here somewhere, from the door outside to the vent door inside, and they try to plant in vent, you still have holes in the floor. I mean, you have plenty of holes for sound propagation. So if you understand the sound of the sound cue of someone planting, whipping out the briefcase, you'll hear the sound cue of that, and you'll know that someone is planting in vent. So you need to stop tunnel zoning on someone being in here, because you clearly know that the attackers are trying to take upstairs, because you just had a Zofia killed two teammates, maybe one. I know she definitely killed the Valkyrie, but you need to stop tunnel zoning on the bomb site. Worry about upstairs control, because it got you killed here.
I'm gonna bandit trick.
I don't think bandit tricking here is the play.
Detention, by the way.
If they bring any sort of nades, you can be nade from above this wall.
Be advised, Op 4 has located a bomb.
ATS up and running.
You didn't get it. It's time for you to go.
Oh, I suck. No. They got detention wall open.
See, you need to be putting down your bandit batteries. You need to be putting down your bandit batteries. You can't rely on sound in this game. That actually contradicts what I just said about the vent window. But a barricade breaking is a lot louder than a thermite charge being placed, especially on the other side of a wall. So you need... I actually just contradicted myself with sound. I guess what I should have said about the vent window is trust certain sound cues. So you can most of the time trust a barricade being broken, but a quiet little thermite charge being put down on a wall that isn't even opened, like you have no sound propagation through this wall. Like you didn't put any holes in this wall, you didn't open above the wall that's soft, you didn't do anything to give you any sort of sound cue on this side. So if you're not gonna like allow sound to tell you when the thermite's being placed, then you need to put down your bandit batteries, because you losing 2 bandit batteries is not that big of a deal, because you're sitting here bandit tricking. So when you are bandit tricking, at least put one down, so that way you know that they can only get one side of the wall. You're giving yourself a 50-50. So if they EMP one side, then you don't know which side they're going to thermite, but at least you know for the time being, while there's one bandit battery down, that they can only get the one wall that isn't electrified. Or you could put 2 bandit batteries down. It really doesn't matter. Just put at least one down.
Oh, I suck. No. They got detention wall open.
So what you need to do, since you have all 4 bandit batteries, is place it like at least a couple on this wall, this passport wall. Because it's very common for a team to get detention wall and then and then want to get passport. Bro, this alibi just went nucleosis. That's wild.
Sophia's in main entrance.
So you're the only person in sight. So you know one is near bottom metal and you know one is to the east. You don't really know where the Dokubi's at. She's probably in passport would be my guess. But you don't know exactly where she's at. So you have somewhat accurate intel. So you don't need to be like swinging everything and like worrying about detention because you know no one's detention. You need to understand what position you're in. You're in a 1v2 now. It was a 2v2, but now you're in a 1v2. So you need to stop worrying about like putting your eyes in this direction and you start worrying about putting your eyes in this direction. You need to be periodically looking up at the time and the scoreboard bar, I guess, to understand what situations you're in.
Under the stairs. They're both weak.
I think you killed the Sophia. So that's good. Now she still has one more Dokubi call and one more smoke.
We can watch middle cams.
Stop moving.
No, you need to be moving. You need to reposition yourself. You can't sit in the same spot where you could just kill the Sophia because I mean, like, if you don't move, then you're still sitting in the same spot that you killed the Sophia in. Like you're playing way too scared here. Okay, so now you know the only utility Dokubi has is one Dokubi call. Wait, mate, did she use both of her calls? I can't remember. God, bro, your teammates are so annoying. Okay, so I mean, you clutched around, which is good, but you could have played this a lot better. Like, I want to say that the Dokubi didn't have two calls. I can't remember if she did. I know she definitely used one when you were on the detention wall trying to Bandit trick, but I can't remember if she used both. But you killing the Sophia here and still staying in the same position, like, you have a minute left. You need to reposition. Not only does the attacker have a lot of time on their side, but so do you. So you have plenty of time to reposition, waste as much time as you can. And also throwing your nitro cell out in like a hope, or in a form of desperation just to get a lucky kill is not good either. Like, you need to give yourself as much of an advantage as you can. Like, all you're doing is just pre-firing and sitting behind the beeper stack. Okay. Jesus Christ. This Goonwick guy is hilariously, like, annoying. Okay. So to sum this up, firstly, on defense, think about, or you need to start paying attention to where your teammates are at, most definitely. And think about your utility placement a little bit more. And, wait, did I say defense? On attack, worry about and pay attention to where your teammates are at and your utility placement. And on defense, think about your positioning. Is the biggest thing I can give you, because you pretty much died 2 rounds in a row to sitting in the same spot. You need to reposition once you kill someone when you're alone. You have no support at all. When you're Jaeger in Armory and 2 people jumped into Archive when you were worrying about something else, and when you were in Customs here and you clutched around. You clutched around, but you could have played it a lot better, and you kind of got lucky on a pre-fire. On 2 pre-fires, actually. So you need to think about your positioning, and what situations you're in. You tunnel zone way too much on other things that don't need to be worried about, like vent window, when you could have been worrying about the IQ that jumped into archives. So take your attention from tunnel zoning on one thing that doesn't really matter in the current moment, and take that attention and put it to something that actually does matter and might get you killed. But I hope this video helped you out. I hope it gave you some different ideas towards the game. I appreciate you submitting the VoD, and I hope the best for you. And I hope to see you become a better player. And hopefully you send a new VoD in with an updated game in the future. But that is all I have for you guys today. If you did enjoy, make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button, as well as that notification bell. I appreciate all the support. We just hit 11,000 subscribers, so I appreciate that as well. I appreciate the shit out of you guys. As I said at the beginning of the video, there are links to my Twitch, Twitter, Discord, as well as my tip video playlist down below. Make sure you guys go follow me on my Twitch and Twitter, and go check out my tip video playlist down below. There are over 30 different tip videos in that tip video playlist. So if you are struggling with something else in Rainbow Six Siege, there are high chances that I've already made a video on it. And yeah, that'll wrap up this VoD episode right here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.